G'day guys, Morzy here, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to show you one of my new designs, which is an item elevator. This item elevator is very fast and very quiet, and that's really good things if you're looking for an item elevator. So let's have a little demonstration of just how fast this is. So I'm going to chuck a sword in here, and I've got a command block. There's our sword, and you heard two little ticks there, but that is very fast if you consider how far it's traveled. And let me chuck these extra bits in here and it will go away. Now, as you can see, it's actually quiet, so while it's working there is no sound. It's only when it's finished with all the items that it puts out two little ticks at the end, and you can hear that when this one finishes. Other than that, it's very quiet and it's almost instant, like I said. So those items are shooting up there very quickly. They're actually quicker than I can fly up there, so I have to use a command block to check it out. But as you can see, these are all coming in no problem, and it's also not leaving any behind. And you'll hear just a second what happens once it's finished, and it'll just be two little ticks of the droppers. There you go. So that's the only part of it that actually makes any sound. So there are some instant item elevators that use pistons, but then you've got the piston sounds. So this one's probably a little bit quieter than those, and those ones will also be instant as far as transferring the items up. This one is nearly instant, and I don't think you're really gonna have to split hairs with how quick this one is compared to the others. But yeah, that's a really cool little design. Okay, so probably the only real downside with this system is that it does use redstone, and the problem with that is redstone is notorious for causing a bit of lag when it flashes like this. So there's actually a tiny bit of lag happening because I've got such a big item elevator here. But when you think of that as a trade-off for getting almost instant transport of items and very little sound in doing so, it's probably worth it for a lot of people. I know it's worth it for me. I'd much prefer a quicker item transfer and no sound than a tiny bit of lag, because let's face it, everything I make is going to have lag at some point, so that's okay. Keeping in mind as well, this thing is really tall. I don't think in a regular use case that you would use one this big. However, you might, but most of the time you won't need it this big. Just to clarify as well, as far as the speed goes, so this is actually instant when it's from here up to the first level. So the first item up to here is instant, so there's no problem there. If you've got a system that needs instant and it's within this height, then this is going to work fine for you. It's going to be instant. Once the item gets to this point, that's what this extra observer is for, to send it up to the next section, which is here, and so on and so forth until it gets right to the top. So you can see all the little observers up in there. That's basically the only part that slows it down, and they're necessary to make it work anyway. So as you can see, it's on a hopper clock here. Sorry, not a hopper clock, a comparator clock. Comparator clock's flashing away and updating all these observers, which power all the droppers, and then that line just goes up, and every 6 steps we've got another observer to continue the signal and keep it going up. You'll also notice we've got some buttons here. The buttons help to direct the redstone away from the dropper so that it doesn't make noises, and I turned it into a button because that way it's not extra redstone flashing causing more lag. So as you can see, that's actually finished now, so let's go and have a look. And here's all the stacks of items up there. So yeah, again, very fast, very handy. And let's get rid of those. So that's pretty much it. It should be easy enough to build just by looking at it. We've got a comparator coming out of here into a repeater on 1 tick. This one here could actually be a button as well, just to, again, reduce the amount of redstone it uses, but it doesn't really matter. Then we've got a comparator clock set to subtract mode, and that just zigzags all the way up. As far as the input is this chest here. You can also input with a hopper, but yeah, it's better to have a big chest, that way you can put extra stuff in there. And we've got one hopper points directly into there. The second hopper pulls out of the chest and goes into this hopper, which then goes into the dropper there. So that's how that one works. And then once you're done, you can just go up to the top. If you wanted to spit it out here, you could just have it spit out there, and then that will just shoot out there automatically. So let's have a look. There you go. So you can see how fast that is. Anyway, let's put that back in. There goes away the clicking. Excellent. So yeah, that's how this thing works. There's your 2 ticks at the end. Other than that, that's all I have to say. I have looked around for some other item elevators, and there are a few out there. Some of them instant but noisy, and some of them silent but slow. So this one I think is a good trade out for both of those things. Pretty fast and pretty silent, so it makes it a good candidate. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you found anyone else that has a better one than this. I'd like to see it. That'd be great. And don't forget to leave a comment or a like. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.